Yeah. I'm about to get real heated. So, get ready. Okay, so Justice League, the Snyder Cut, is coming out to HBO Max this year, and news about this movie just keeps coming up. So let's look at some of the recent articles about this movie and see what's going on with it. Okay, let's see what we got here. We got some more Ray Fisher, Joss Whedon drama, Wonder Woman, Justice League. Let's see here. Director Zack Snyder shares his take on why the DCEU could never be like the MCU. Justice League. Warner Bros. Looks at the Snyder Cut as a street that leads nowhere. Really? Justice League director Zack Snyder teases book 1 with a shot of a beefed up Ben Affleck. Okay. Ray Fisher won't take part in any project that Walter Hamada works on. Okay, we won't miss you, buddy. Wonder Woman faces off against Steppenwolf in a stunning new Snyder Cut still. So a picture of Wonder Woman fighting Steppenwolf. Okay. Zack Snyder's Justice League has a weird opening. Director Patty Jenkins had no input on how Diana was portrayed in Justice League. Okay, that's cool. Got a new pic of Arthur Curry. Okay. Zack Snyder has no plans to helm or DCEU films. Okay, I mean, all of these articles are harmless, but this article right here is the one that really inspired me to make this video. It really just got me going. Justice League director Zack Snyder has added only 2 new scenes, one of which features the Joker. Let's click on this. Okay, so Zack Snyder goes on to say that 80% of the Justice League movie that he's releasing has already been shot, and he's only adding 1 or 2 new scenes. But one of those scenes is going to have Jared Leto's Joker in it. Okay, why? Just why? I have been completely quiet about this whole Snyder Cut issue. I haven't cared. I've tried to push it away, but I can't be quiet anymore. Why is this happening? More Jared Leto Joker? We're doing this again. We're going back to that. What is happening? I thought we were progressing as a civilization. I gotta move to get some more light. Okay, look, I do hate when a studio messes with a filmmaker's vision for a movie. But it's been 4 years. It's over. 4 years have passed, and people are over this. Zack Snyder did get a bad beat, and I do think that he deserves to show his true vision for this movie, but is it too late? It is for me. The past few DC movies have put such a bad taste in my mouth that I have no interest in this. Why do I want to see these characters again? I do not care about these people. You did not do a good job bringing these characters together. I don't care what you change. I don't care what you add. I don't care if you make it 4 hours long. It doesn't change the fact that you forced these characters on screen together. It won't change the fact that they did not get their own movies to flesh out their characters before they met. They were not naturally brought together. It will not change the fact that in Batman vs. Superman, Superman and Wonder Woman do not say one word to each other. One of the most iconic duos in comic book history do not say one line to each other in their first movie together. Think about that. It doesn't change the fact that we were introduced to half of these characters through a flash drive on a laptop. It's not going to change the fact that he replaced Green Arrow, Green Lantern, and Martian Manhunter with Cyborg. It's not going to change the fact that he turned Aquaman into a young surfer bro. It's not going to change the fact that he casted Amber Heard as Mara. He casted Ezra Miller. He casted Ben Affleck, who might not even be Batman anymore. He failed so hard that they had to create a new Batman and bring back Michael Keaton to make up for it. These choices that WB and Zack Snyder made have ramifications. He's the one who casted Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman after seeing her as a side character in Fast and Furious. He's the one that made all of the Themyscirians have this terrible accent so they can match Gal Gadot. Now, every filmmaker who wants to come in and make a movie has to work around the choices that Zack Snyder made. Jared Leto's more realistic gangster Joker was a direct result of Zack Snyder's decisions. David Ayer was trying to create a Joker that would believably live in the same world as Ben Affleck's Batman. He failed, but that's what he was going for. Zack Snyder was the main creator and influencer of this entire universe, and now he's just gonna peace out. He's going to remake a 4-year-old movie and then just clean his hands of this mess. And you know what? I don't blame him. Look, don't misconstrue this. I think Zack Snyder is a fine man, and I don't dislike him just because I'm not a fan of his art. I don't blame Zack Snyder for everything that has happened in the past few years, but this is just, once again, another example of how messy and broken the DC film universe is. If WB truly had their directors back, if they actually cared about Zack, they would have postponed that movie until he was ready to come back and finish it. Finish his vision. But no, they needed it to release the next year no matter what for their profit. So they brought in Joss Whedon, a director whose style is completely different than Zack Snyder. And they didn't care how messy the end result was. They didn't care about his vision. The man that they let create this entire universe. They didn't care anymore because it wasn't for profit. As soon as he wasn't valuable to them, they brought in somebody else. And the whole thing is just disgusting. So yeah, I don't really blame Zack Snyder for doing this, even though he's done a lot of terrible things with these movies and these characters, things that I think are terrible, things that I disagree with fundamentally. I do think that I do understand why he wants to take this baby and finish it. This was his story, this was his vision. I get it. But the whole situation, the timing of it, how long it's been, how WB treated him, how he treated these characters, everything is just a mess. The timing is off, and the whole thing is just unfortunate. Listen, I'm not a fan of Zack Snyder's films. I'm just not. But when you are given creative control, when you are handed the keys to this vehicle, they say, go, create this universe. You make the decisions about the characters. You make some of the casting calls. You go out and make hundreds of millions of dollars for us. You create this whole thing. And then halfway through shooting the big team-up movie, a tragedy like that happens in his life. They should have had his back. And they didn't, because they are greedy, spineless people. And I have none, negative respect for the higher-ups at WB. And yes, I'm sure Zack Snyder said, go ahead and finish it, do what you have to do, but do you think that he really meant that? They could have stopped for him, but they couldn't stop for 1 second because they were seeing dollar signs. And guess what? You made a terrible, terrible movie. One of the worst superhero movies I've ever seen. And that's what you get when you don't treat your directors right, when you don't know what you're doing with the characters, when you have no roadmap, you have no idea what you're doing with these movies. This is what happens. And you force Zack Snyder's hand to come out and remake his movie 4 years later onto HBO Max, and it just breaks the whole universe. It makes us not care. It makes us not want to spend our money on your product. Why do you not get that? I don't think Zack Snyder's Justice League is gonna be much better. I don't. But he deserved the chance to make it. Then. Not now. Now it's too late. It's 4 years later, and nobody cares. I know that some hardcore fans care, but that's the minority. These characters have gone on to have new adventures and be in other movies and change in multiple different ways. And now you want us to be invested in those characters, but from 4 years ago? You can add some new scenes, you can flesh out Cyborg's character arc, you can fix some CGI issues. But that doesn't change the fact that everything that has happened over the past few years with WB and Ray Fisher and Joss Whedon and Amber Heard and all the drama and all the bullcrap and all the bad movies, it has made the audience disconnect from the company and these characters. You have made people not care. Plus, WB has consistently made either bad or subpar movies. The best movies seem to be the ones that aren't connected to this garbage universe. Say what you will about Marvel Studios, you can think whatever you want about them, but I guarantee if a filmmaker was more than halfway done making an Avengers movie and their child suddenly, tragically passed away, Kevin Feige would give them all the time that they needed to recover from that and get back to finish that movie. And you know what? They would just push that release date back and replace it with another smash hit. Yes, maybe I'm being a bit naive here because I do understand how a movie production works. I know you can't just stop a production in the middle of it because the director had to leave for something, but this time they should have. WB owed it to him. They owed it to everyone. And you know what? I don't even like these movies very much. I'm not a fan of Zack Snyder. I'm not a fan of his movies and the way he portrayed Superman and Batman. But damn, he deserved the respect to make his movie back then. And you know what? It's just a whole big pot of bullshit. So what I'm basically trying to say is I don't like Zack Snyder films. I don't really like the DCEU. I don't like the treatment of these characters and these movies by WB. I don't like the way they've handled them. And I definitely don't like where the future projects are going with all of these HBO Max spin-offs and all these garbage movies they're releasing. God, I'm tired of it. And man, it really hurts me to say these things because I love DC Comics. I love them. I love DC characters. Some of my favorite comics and characters are from DC, and I'm tired of them treating it like trash. Like it's just it's a vehicle to make money. That's all it is. No, it's not. Please, I'm tired of the garbage. Of the inconsistency, of the lack of caring, of the lack of understanding. These people seem like they've never opened a DC comic before. What is wrong with these people? I don't know what is happening. I'm sorry, but this is, somebody has to say it. We have to speak with our voices, with our wallets. We have to not purchase tickets to these movies. If we really want something to change, we have to change it. We have to show that this isn't good enough. Garbage films about great characters aren't good enough. Replacing Green Lantern and Martian Manhunter and Green Arrow and Hawkman and Hawkgirl and Black Canary with Cyborg is not good enough. The bullcrap they've been releasing, it's not good enough, and it needs to change, and it won't change unless we do something about it. And you know what? I'm tired of the inconsistent characters and the Snyder cuts and Jared Leto's Joker. But then there's another Joker. But here's a new Batman. There's another Batman. Henry Cavill, reshoots, mustache, everything they're doing, they're inconsistent. They're lazy. And even if they aren't, even if they do care about these characters as much as me, as much as you, they don't know what they're doing! And I don't have any allegiances to either Marvel or DC. I have an allegiance to good filmmaking. If Marvel makes a good movie, I'm going to say it. They make a trash movie, I will say it. Same with DC. If you make a garbage movie, I will say it. If you impress me and make a good film, I will say it. We will say it. We will pay money to watch it. We will literally go to work our asses off 40 hours a week, and then pull the money out of our wallet and hand it to you and say, please, give me good characters. I will give you the cash that I worked for. I will take food off of the table for my children and give you money if you just give me these characters. We are giving you our money. Are you serious? The majority of the DC films released over the past few years have simply been bad movies released by a company who fundamentally does not understand these characters. Period. And if I'm coming across like a whiny fanboy, you know what? I don't care. I'm glad, because I have passion about this. The filmmakers should have some passion about this. I despise everything about what the Snyder Cut represents for movies today. I despise what it means for filmmakers, what it means for editors, for actors, for casting directors, for makeup artists, for the costume design, everybody. I despise what this movie is. It is a product of stupidity, of idiocy, of ignorance. And I'm not blaming Zack Snyder completely. He did kind of dig his own grave by creating this bad universe. But he got a bad break, and he's forced to do this, but just the whole thing, the higher-ups, the bottom-ups, everybody, Zack Snyder included, I despise what is happening with the Snyder Cut, with the DC universe. It makes me sick that they just can't get it right. I'm sorry. I don't want to sound entitled saying, it's so easy, it's so easy. I'm sorry. It is so easy to get this stuff right. It is written down on a page for you. I'm sorry, if you look at the Marvel movies, they did it right. They did it consistently. They have flaws. They're not perfect. Some of them are even bad or really bad. But you know what? They have heart. They have passion. They care about the fans. They get money. They also get love because they show love. And I'm sorry, but you are blind if you think that the people running DC films actually care about us. The filmmakers might. Patty Jenkins, David Ayer, Zack Snyder, they might care about us. But that's not enough. The people who own this property don't care, so why should I care? And you know what? Even with all of that being said, I still will not give up on DC because they have so many good characters with so many possibilities for good movies. It's like Professor X said. Just because somebody stumbles and falls doesn't mean they've lost their way. And what did Thomas Wayne always say? Why do we fall, Bruce? So that we can learn to pick ourselves back up. And I really hope that DC finds a way to pick itself back up. I won't give up hope. Not yet. Okay, guys, so enough about what I think. I think I expressed my feelings pretty well there. I would like to know what you think, genuinely, even if you disagree with me, if you couldn't disagree with me more. I want to hear it. I want to know why you think these things. I want to discuss it. Do you want this to happen? Are you excited for this version of the movie? Do you think that I'm right? Do you agree with me? Are you somewhere in the middle? Let's have a civil discussion. You know, people can disagree, and it's okay. Alright, man, I guess I'm through here. I hope you're staying extremely safe out there. And, until we meet again, peace! Hey! If you like this video, and you want to see more of my ridiculous content, check out one of these. Maybe you'll enjoy yourself, or maybe you'll watch it and crap your pants. Click one and let's find out.